Hello everyone, I'm back with book reviews. This was a series that I started a couple of years ago to talk about the books that I was reading at the time. After making a couple of videos, I decided to take a small pause to work on some other projects. That small pause eventually became 2 years long, and it's already 2023. But I'm back again, and hopefully, I'll do videos more consistently this time. I have some interesting things planned for this channel, so I hope you enjoy the content that's about to come. But for this video, let's talk about the book Three Body Problem by Cixin Liu. Let's get into it. Three Body Problem is a Hugo Award winning science fiction book written by Cixin Liu, originally in Chinese. It was then translated into English by Ken Liu. It has received high praise from notable people like George R. R. Martin and Barack Obama. It's also going to be an upcoming Netflix show, so it's quite a popular book. It's a hard science fiction book and talks about latest fields of science like nanotechnology, but it also delves into philosophical aspects of life like the meaning of humanity, meaning of universe, and whether humans are inherently good or bad. The book takes place in China and begins with the Cultural Revolution period in China, where we're introduced as this astrophysicist Ye Wenji. The starting of the book talks about the atrocities that Ye Wenji had to face during the Cultural Revolution. Uh, because of some events, she is labeled traitor to the government and is put into prison, and then eventually is recruited into this military science base called Red Coast. All of this is kind of the prologue to the book. And when the book starts, we are in the present day, and this mysterious phenomenon is happening where physicists across the country are committing suicides. We're introduced to this main character, Wang Miao, who is a leading nanotechnology expert who is brought in to investigate the disappearance of these physicists, or sorry, suicide of these physicists, and Shi Qiang, who is a detective with whom Wang is supposed to work. One of the physicists who has committed suicide is Ye Wenji's daughter, so Ye Wenji again comes into picture. During the course of the investigation, Wang encounters this game called the Three Body Problem, which is where the name of the book comes from. The game describes a planet which is in a solar system with three suns. And based on the orientation or alignment of the suns, the planet can either experience a stable era, which is basically a time that is conducive to human life existence on the planet, or a chaotic era, which is not. So a chaotic era would be if two of the three suns are too far away from the planet, and that's causing an ice age and extinction of all life forms on the planet. The goal of the game is for the player to figure out how life form can survive through the chaotic eras so that they can actually live in the stable eras. The experience in the games and the investigation around the death of the physicist lead to some interesting discoveries and sets up the rest of the book. The game setting may make the book sound like a virtual reality sort of a book like Ender's Game or Ready Player One, but that's not the case. It is a mystery sci-fi book that takes place in the real world rather than the virtual world. It is a hard science fiction book, so it does get pretty technical, but it's not like you're reading a paper. The concepts of science are explained pretty intuitively, and it's just fun to problem solve with the scientific concepts. The action in this book is less bang bang and more intricate scientific warfare. Most of the times, you're like, I can't even fathom what the enemy is doing, let alone blast my way through it. The science is also pretty realistic and works within the constraints of what we know. Like, there's no jumping randomly through wormholes and teleporting from one place to another at like 5 times the speed of light. And then the Chinese setting also provides a fresh perspective. Unless you're familiar with the Chinese Revolution or the history, it'll give you a good backdrop, which is something new to learn. The character development in the book is good, but not amazing. It almost sort of follows the classic sci-fi approach where the characters are there to deliver the story and not and the story is not there to talk about the characters. And I read somewhere that's the objective of the author, so that fits perfectly. The characters are also kind of ruthless. They don't care if the next person stubs their toe or cuts their finger. They care more about the the future of a civilization, and in some cases some characters don't even care about the future of civilizations. So but it all fits together in the dystopian tone that the author is trying to set. I have almost no criticism for the book. It is almost like a successor to classic science fiction books like Foundation, which I absolutely love. uh, it also depends on personal choice. If you want to read a book that has detailed character arcs or lightsaber battles, this book might not be for you. But if you go in with the right mindset, then this book will definitely blow your mind with the kind of scientific things that it explores and the philosophical questions that it asks. So moving forward, I would definitely recommend this book and the entire series. There's two more books in the series, Dark Forest and Death's End. And without getting into too many spoilers, Dark Forest deals with this idea of Fermi paradox, which is, if the universe is so big, why haven't we seen alien life? And it gives you some scary good answers to that question. And Death's End is just the scope of the book is beyond what you can imagine. If Three Body Problem is a planet level scale and Dark Forest is multi-planet level scale, then Death's End is the entire universe and end of times and all that good stuff. So definitely do check out the entire series if you like the first book. And this is probably a good time to start as well, since it's going to be a Netflix adaptation. You can read the book before it becomes more famous, and then when the show comes up, you can annoy your friends by being a know-it-all. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. So if you like this review, or if you like science fiction or Three Body Problem, make sure to give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel, share, all the things you have to do on YouTube. And if you have any other books that you want me to review, then just let me know in the comments and I'll try to get to it. Thank you.